Alrighty, so here we are with Left to Learn, January 11th, 2014. With me today is Rails. He finally got his internet antics fixed out here. Hello there, Rails.
Yeah. Hello.
So, Rails, have you ever played Dead Center before on Confoggle?
I believe I have a couple times. I know the couple times I've played it, it's always been kind of a shorter game, I guess, because of some of the tank spawns on the first map, and when you only have those melee weapons, it can be kind of hard, so.
Yeah, it's true. I think they did they. I mean, I wasn't keeping up the track with it, but I could have sworn that they banned the early tanks.
Yeah, that'll probably show you how long it's been since I've played a pro mod game on Dead Center, and I'm looking at the tank spawn we have for this game here, and it's going to be at 95% of the way through the map.
That's pretty far. I think they might. The survivors might be able to take the burning room before that tank
Yeah,
spawns.
I believe
So
so, actually.
generally, what's going to happen? So I'm going to go ahead and plan down here. Generally, what's going to happen when you get a tank this late? Every time you come out of the elevator, you're either going to tank the tank in this general area here, and sorry about the lack of fire and the slightly bad quality here. We just had to lower the quality to have a wider range of people being able to watch. But generally, this area right here, where I'm currently on the camera, little cafeteria area. Yeah, what do you call it? Kitchen? Yeah, kitchen. So
I'm assuming
most
it's a kitchen.
teams, yeah, most teams will take the tank in this general area here and just kite him around the fire that usually spawns up right here, separating the two sides of the kitchen, and kiting them over the tables. And if they need to, going back here, but most teams generally do not want to because it's very easy to get capped here and separated. So what we're probably going to see is seeing the survivors playing in this kitchen area, and maybe possibly playing it in this area. But it is very cloudy and smoky in this area, so vision is very poor. It's going to be very difficult to see spawns, so it'd be a
Right.
bit iffy to take it in that area.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think back to the last time I did actually play it on Pro Mod and stuff like that. Like when I played it, I don't even know if we played Finale or not. And I know, as far as I've scrims that I've played, people usually don't like to play Dead Center, but I think it can be really interesting to see how teams take it in different ways, I guess, because there are a couple different strategies you can use to navigate this campaign. And even though it's only 3 maps, it's actually kind of long.
Oh yeah.
So
And map two,
that too.
map two is a very open. I say it's a very open. The first hit not too great. The second hit, depending on where you hit, can be brutal. Um, a lot of teams will either opt to hit on the stairs or they'll hit when they're coming out, using the billboard as a hunter DP. Uh, the third hit is usually somewhere around the staircase going up to the medkit room. Some teams will opt to attack there, which is very easy to kind of shut down since it's kind of a one way. And also, some teams will try and pull back before somebody jumps down once they leave the medkit area. But
Yeah.
that's really risky and pushing it really far.
Then, as it looks like they're trying to get ready here with this first attack, right? They're gonna have at least I think either 2 or 3 people with those melee weapons. So how would you suggest going about navigating this first hit here?
Well, right now we currently see four melee weapons, which is, I mean, you'll be able to shut down SI pretty quick. But the only issue with having four melee weapons is you won't be able to deal with boomers without having a proxy on someone. So I mean, I would prefer to have somebody with dual pistols, somebody who's decent, probably, and you can have an auto pistol script. Some people are against that, but so far I believe it's still allowed here in Confoggle. And just somebody with the pistol script, you're gonna want to have the person with the pistol script kind of standing back and clearing off the people that are getting capped by the infected. Melee just need
Right.
to focus on the common infected, and if there's a charger, everyone has to get ready to level that charger. Which
Right.
again, with the charger, it's that's why it's good to have dual pistols. You can kite the charger and shoot him down, or clear him off somebody while he's getting charged, etc.
Right. I mean, the real problem, I guess, is then if people miss their level on that charger in that kind of first door area there, I've seen teams hit there, then followed up with right with a spitter, and that usually does some pretty good damage.
Yes, it does. But we do not have a spitter for this opening hit. Looks like we have
Luckily.
a try. We have a 3-1 here with charger and boomer. Alright, looks like we're going live.
Cool.
And we will be doing a survivor war room here for this tank here. And looks like the teams are taking it really slow here. Charger's coming in. Charger charges in. He whiffed on Nick, but he managed to grab someone else. We see a double boom here. Somebody pulling, trying to pull someone through the door. Had a spectate there. Had a bit of a glitch. So, looking at the survivors here, they took about 18 damage here. In, you know, a decent start here for the survivors. Not too much damage taken. They cleared everything pretty well.
Yeah, who are the mentors tonight? I believe it's Chosen and World of Noise.
Let me see. Yes, it is Chosen and World of Noise. Either Chosen and World of Noise or Chosen and Zen Digital. I'm not sure. I think it was being they were asking to see which one of the two wanted to mentor.
I believe it was World of Noise. So it looks like the infected are getting their spawns up for the next attack with a charger, a spitter, a smoker, and a hunter. We got the hunter spawned up, breaking some of the doors in the back as the survivors kind of chill in that stairwell area there. What do you think the merits of going for a death charge here are?
It's difficult, but it'll pay off in a sense. Saying, unless you got a charge or spitter, I would say going for the charge spit would be better than trying to go for the death charge here, seeing as how against most teams you will not be able to land a death charge.
Right.
One thing to note here that a lot of people don't know is that if you hug the windows right here, if you don't go onto the ledges, you can actually avoid getting death charge.
Ooh.
Yeah. Basically what happens is when the charger tries to pick you up, if you're hanging, or not hanging, but standing right next to the ledge, but not on it, the charger will charge you, but you'll get stuck right here on the window instead of actually going through the window. Reason being is that the charger cannot pick up your model in time to be up with this charge to get you over the window. So kind of like the legs of your hitbox, or the hitbox of your legs, is kind of preventing you from going over the window.
Okay. So then, even if the other team was going to try to go for that death charge, then the survivors would just counter it by positioning themselves like that.
Yeah. But
That's
another thing you do have to worry about is a smoker. If you get pulled into a door and then charged, well, you know, that charge isn't really going to help you.
Right, yeah, you can't really dodge that stuff unless you're, like, put in that area. But with the spawns that the infected have now, they lost, actually, one of their spawns due to the fact that one of their players crashed. So they're only going to have 3 up for this next attack. And with a hunter and a spitter, you can't really set up a charger that well. So unless he tries a free charge, which obviously wouldn't be advised in any kind of situation, they're probably not going to get that charge before they get into that elevator. So we're going to have them... I think the survivors are going to be pretty much okay coming up for that tank / the second half of the map. But of course, I'm probably going to be wrong and they're going to get, like, triple charge or something like that, so...
But anyways, who was the person who crashed here? It looks like it was...
I believe it was Rob's pool. No, never mind. It was Lyra.
Oh, alright, so we still have the Hunter Charger spitter here for the setup. So, I mean, they could get a really good charge spit here. Almost forgot to say at the beginning here is that it looks like Coach decided to take the Deagle.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a Deagle, it's really risky, but it's good for common clearing. And if you can headshot, I believe you can one-shot the Hunter and the Smoker.
Right. And then never underestimate the power of 1 or 2 survivors encapped close together with deagles.
Oh, yes.
Because there was one time, I was known from experience, where if you have like 2 or 3 people all down there with deagles, and then the other person just stays near them, it's going to be practically impossible to cap them with anything but like a tank.
I think if you, I guess you say if you get a charger, maybe you can charge someone or away from them, or get a smoker, and then have another SI cover them. But it is pretty difficult to capitalize on a final down when all 3 of the survivors are together and they have deagles or dual pistols, etc.
Right. Looks like they are going to try to be going live again with the infected team readying up. I didn't see any notifications for Lyra rejoining. I guess she's probably on her way.
Or it could possibly mean we got ourselves an alt.
True.
Or a sub, I should say. But looks like we're going live here. Alright, looks like we have Lyra, oh no, did Lyra rejoin?
Yes.
Alright then.
So we got the survivors just kind of pushing through that fire there. Charger spawn in the back, gets a,
Oh, it's a double, triple!
Yeah,
no,
triple
that's a
charge.
quad!
Was that a quad? I think that was a quad charge. Oh my god, and then the spitter does land on there, but I think actually what happened was Nick and Ellis got launched onto that prop there, and since they got launched onto that prop, they actually didn't take a lot of that spit damage. So if that prop wasn't there, they probably would have taken a lot more. And then I think the teams got a little bit, not mixed up, but a little bit again another crash coming. I think altitude crash this time. So, but yeah, that was a quad charge. I was surprised. I didn't see where the other survivor went, so I thought it was just a triple, but it actually was a quad.
Yeah, it was a quad. Fortunately for the survivors, though, that nice little was it the cleaning?
Yes,
What do they call
cleaning-
those?
It's a cleaning cart. Yeah, that.
Cleaning cart. There we go. Yes. Fortunately, that cleaning cart was there, so the quad charge did not turn into a wipe. If it weren't for that
Right.
cleaning, oh god, cleaning cart being there, we actually might have seen a wipe here by the infected.
Right.
But I mean, it was a really great attack by the infected. As you can see, their health is all pretty low. They're very close to bleeding, and we still have a tank to go. So the tank is definitely going to have an easier time knowing that most of their pills are going to be committed beforehand.
Right. And I think the other thing there was that the survivors were expecting the charger to come from the front, and I didn't think the charger was going to be long enough to actually hit them like that. But when it did, it literally just bowling ball striked all the survivors out into that area. So it's like this is what happens when you utilize your cleaning utensils. You don't get wiped. So note to self.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
we are
also
going live
another.
again.
All right, looks good. Yeah. All right. One thing to note though is by going through this fire, it does do a lot of damage, far more than Molotov. It looks like Altitude is having some issues here. He's no longer moving still. His ping also isn't changing, so I think we just got another no Steam log on by Altitude, so we're gonna see another pause going out here.
They're saying he's bugged, so he has that glitch where you rejoin and you can't move. Like I think I saw it in a pug one time where it's like
And there's one fix there.
I believe they're saying spec and then rejoin. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened the time that I saw it in a pug. When I saw it in a pug, it took like, for some reason, I don't know why, it makes no sense, but it took a couple like minutes to wear off for the player that I was talking about. I was actually at the beginning of a scrim, so I don't know.
All right then. All right. Let's
Okay,
see.
he's moving.
Going live finally here. Let's we got some movement going out here. We have one
Yeah.
more attack coming in here. It looks like we have a 2-2 with Hunter and Smoker. Here comes the Boomer in. Hunter gets cleared. Boomer lands. Single boom. We got a pull under Rochelle. No double pistols or Stiegel onto that Smoker here, so a lot of damage going on to Rochelle here. Getting scratched by the Spitter. Smoker still up. Going in for some damage. Gets a claw. Gets another claw. Finally gets cleared off by Ellis there.
Yeah, Rochelle was barely just able to avoid going down there. The survivors are smartly waiting until they get to the bottom of this elevator to commit their pills, so that's a good thing that we're seeing here.
Personally, I would say they should probably incapacitate Parasite.
Yeah.
We're gonna be seeing a witch right outside the door here, I believe. Wouldn't be surprised if she gets lit.
I think she's out of range for that, and they have the attack up as well with a jockey, a hunter, a charger, and a boomer. I think she's just outside of the range of fire. Do any of them have a shotgun on them? I don't think they do.
No, they'll be able to get a shotgun. Alright, so here we go. They've opened up the
Okay.
elevator here. Oh, Witch comes in, manages to scratch Rochelle here. We see pounce onto Ellis here. Witch has gone to town here on Rochelle, and unfortunately the survivors weren't able to clear off the Witch in time. Survivors are now all bleeding here. Coach with very little health. They're going to have to make it to this tank and then try and run for distance because living through this tank does not look like it's going to be possible.
Yeah, I believe Coach did find some pills there to aid him a little bit after Parasite died from the crown there. It looks like Parasite, like the witch went off before Parasite was able to adjust himself for the draw crown, so it's just a little bit of unfortunate timing there. Got the infected coming up again with another 2-2 setup, and the tank is actually up right now as well.
Alright, and tank is up in the hands of Rob, so we're going to go ahead and head over to a survivor war room here and see how they finish it up.
All right.
Sorry.
You don't have to fight this tank.
Oh, fuck me.
Alright. You might want to just start pushing forward slowly. Rock. Oh. Nah, there you need to go. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Alright, and we're back.
Yeah, so there really wasn't much to be done for the survivors on that tank there. They were all at the point where they didn't even really have enough health where they could jump through the fire and try to get points that way. Because that fire, as you said before, does do a whole lot of damage. So by the time they got to that tank from what happened in the rest of the chapter, they really weren't able to do much.
Well, I mean, they should have at least tried to run a bit. I mean, sure, they would have been down there at the tank, you know, running at the tank full on.
Yeah.
But at least they would have gotten maybe 1 or 3 points out of it. Going back, it was pretty obvious that they weren't going to survive there.
I think somebody said in in-game chat on one of the teams if they were wondering if points were frozen or not, and I don't believe they are on this version of Pro Mod. I think they're still you can still rush to get points.
All right, so this team looks to be going. Looks like so far looks like a 3-1 here with this team with Nick taking dual pistols here.
They're
Yeah,
deciding to
so-
vary it up a little bit instead of going with the 4 melee weapons, because I guess if you have those dual pistols, like we mentioned at the start of the cast, it just gives you a lot more flexibility than having to rely with everybody on melee.
And I believe they for the Confoggle configuration, I think they have a single shotgun in the map room with 8 shells in it.
That's what, yeah, I was wondering if they picked that up earlier. That's why I said they had a shotgun outside of the elevator, because usually when I've seen the witches spawn there, like you find that 8 shotgun shell pump shotgun, and I think you need to respec. I think it's bugged again. There we go. Oh, they canceled the countdown.
Odd.
Everyone's right up and they canceled the countdown.
It might have been my spectating.
Probably.
Countdown canceled.
I think more than one person did it at once, so there we go. Okay. Alright, so they're coming out, and again we have a Charger, a Smoker, a Hunter, and a Boomer for this first attack. Smoker scratching down doors, trying to get that pull out. He's going to get chipped by Nick with a dual pistol, and he does get the pull onto Ellis. Charger goes in, lands his charge, and the Boomer is in there, and then they clear the Boomer, which actually frees the charge person while Ellis is still smoked, so you got a good amount of damage coming out there on that first attack.
Yeah, the Infected doing a really good job there of coordinating in. Smoker tried to lead in, got a bit of chip. They did not capitalize on the Smoker missing and punishing the Smoker far enough to be able to kill it. You know, in the result, we ended up seeing some pretty good separation there by the Infected, and then a charge to kind of block off the survivors, and the Boomer trying to body block to prevent them from being able to shoot through or run through to take care of that Smoker.
X-By respec, you sticky HUD motherfucker from World of Noise.
I've already respec like 3 times this round.
Alright, and then Boomer does go in, lands a double boom. Flaming Hunter goes in, gets dead stopped and killed. Boomer trying to get stumbles out the window, manages to miss. Charger charges down the hallway and gets a double charge with a spit. Spit's a little bit late there. So Nick should be able to get
Spread
out of
getting
that.
a little bit of damage there, but yeah, Spit was definitely late. Spit had managed to get there a bit earlier. I think it would have been, you know, maybe like 20 extra damage, maybe even 30.
Yeah. Nick has traded out his dual pistols for a Deagle now, so they still have the 3 melees and 1 Deagle. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. Now, I believe the other team actually opened the doors and got the fire to spread, then just rushed through the fire, but this Survivor team's taking it a lot differently. They're just kind of pushing through there without having to deal with any of that extra damage. Boomer going in, and somebody gets pounced behind the Boomer as a jockey lands as well. And then this actually turns into a tri-cap momentarily with the Smoker up front covering that Hunter. Boomer proxies onto Rochelle, and then it's up to Nick and Rochelle to try to clear both that Hunter and that Smoker as the jockey runs away. Jockey lands onto Nick and is now taking him back. Rochelle going for the Smoker instead. Nick's still getting carried back a little bit. Rochelle does manage to get the clear, but a lot of damage going out on that attack.
That was a lot of separation that we had going on there. Swear's got to make sure, just on this first map alone, since you're dealing with melees, you have to make sure to be sticking together. As we just saw there, we saw like teams were separated 2 and 2, and that's what ended up happening. Well, you know, things didn't go too well for the survivors there.
Right. And that's actually a general principle, too, especially when playing on competitive configs. You know, that kind of separation, it seems like a small thing at first, but then even just general positioning with your teammates and knowing, like, how to cover them and what's going on, that's a big, big part of playing any survivor position. The fact they can't shoot, like you said, just makes it even more important.
Alright, we are now at the witch here. Survivor's going to be, we got Rodriguez bleeding out, so they have to make sure to do this as quick as possible, because Rodriguez is bleeding out, and the longer they wait, the less health Rodriguez will have with the tank. They do have to take this carefully, though. This could be the make or break right here for if they survive this tank up ahead or not.
Infected are going to be looking at this hit with a 2-2 with a Boomer, a Spitter, a Charger, and a Smoker, and it looks like they're going to be set up for whenever the survivors open the door, which for some reason they are waiting quite a long time to do so. Masterful baiting tactics here.
Maybe they're going to try and shoot the witch through the wall here, but I don't think you can.
I don't think you can do that. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Infected are spawning up. Spit going out actually has a delay. Maybe, I think their plan might be to take the Horde at first in the elevator and then go deal with the Witch, if I'm not mistaken. That's what they're trying to do. Okay.
You see the pull out. Here comes a Charger Scratch. Witch is now going to town here on Ellis. Ellis is now getting a few God Friends, but it's not going to be enough. Ellis has gone down here. Survivors are still doing pretty well. They can still survive this tank if they can just minimize the damage they're going to take right here. We might see a double proxy, and yes we did. We saw, oh, it's a tri-boom here. Into a triple proxy right here. So the survivors not looking too great. They're in slightly better shape than the previous team here. But again, I would say that they probably don't have a chance here with surviving against the tank that's coming up here.
Tank. So then, against that kind of witch thing there, do you think it was right for them to try to play it that conservatively, or what do you think they should have done?
Maybe they should have tried to take the Horde inside the elevator. If not, they should have at least stepped out, shot the witch, and then came back in so that they wouldn't have to kind of pulled out like that.
Right. I thought they were trying to hold out the Horde at first, but then I think actually Ellis was just trying to get a draw on it for some reason. But it didn't, and I think he might have tried to get the Witch like to come at him over the trash can, but the Smoker intercepted him,
Smoker's
so it
gonna
didn't
pull
matter.
through the fire here. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of damage going on to Rodriguez here. And we see a jockey into the fire, and it looks like Nick thought about going through the fire there, but he decided against it, but he's not gonna get scratched down. One scratch by the jockey, one from
Tank's
the
up
Charger,
too.
and then Tank says, I'm just gonna finish him off.
So yeah, pretty much equal for that first chapter.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to this map. Really, it all comes down to how well you do at the beginning, and how well you do at the elevator hit. After that, the tank is usually pretty easy because you can just kite them around the fire, and the infected attacks. There's only so many spawns it can come from, so you can easily shut them down.
Yeah, and then we do see with the two teams, they kind of same thing kind of happened. Both of them kind of screwed up a little bit on the survivor side with that witch hit, and with the complication of the Horde and then also getting the guns, it gives the special infected team a good amount of time to set up. So, but now we get into this second chapter, I think, which is one of the longest individual chapters in the entire game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, this is a very long chapter here. But it is very soothing. It's a change of pace from the rest of the competitive maps, which are usually Dark Carnival, Dead Air, Death Toll, and the occasional Parish, which Parish feels really, if you're claustrophobic, you're gonna have issues with Parish.
Yeah. What about Hard Rain? Hard Rain's open, kind of. Sort of.
Too much water.
It's in a sugar mill.
Swamp Fever has less water than Hard Rain.
That's true. So let's see here.
Looks like we got a 3-1. 3-1 with Charger and Spit on their first hit. I can't see. Do they have a Smoker? No, it looks like they have a Jockey and Hunter.
Right, and then the tank's going to be at 40%, so that's going to be... Oh boy.
That's the second time. Second time already done it. Here,
Second time.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they keep asking you to respec. I guess just because that spectator HUD glitch just keeps happening for some reason.
Alright, so 40%. I'm not very familiar with this tank's percentages, but I think it's gonna be somewhere in this general area here right before they get over the dumpster, or right as they get over the dumpster.
It looks like the special infected are setting up kind of on top to maybe do a couple rocket spawns down onto this first hit here. The jockey is kind of behind. Looks like he's going to probably spawn and try to distract the survivor team as they have another request for you to respec XSpy. What are we waiting for?
So, that is 5 respecs.
And you know what the funny thing is? It's still there. And it's still there on my screen, too.
Alright, so it seems like the survivors are now stepping out here, taking their time clearing the common. We see the first hit coming in here. Charger manages to land. Spit is completely out of position here. Hunter gets cleared very quickly, but looks like Coach is being jockeyed back into the spit and back into the safe room. Nightcatcher running through the spit.
Alright. And actually a little bit of damage coming out. Over 100 damage on that first attack. And I swear to God, your HUD is still on my screen, and I don't know why.
It isn't me. It is somebody else. Somebody else has to spectate.
Oh, now it's gone.
Ah.
For me, at least. So I think it's kind of fixed. So yeah, on that first hit there, I mean, there are a couple ways you could kind of play it, I guess, but the survivors decided just to let the special infected come in, and a little bit of the order there was off in their order of hitting, I guess.
Alright, so we got a, looks like a 3-1 with Charger and Boomer here. Smoker looked to be setting up behind the hedges here, but it's not going to be working out too well. Looks like they're getting in. Looks like they're repositioning. They're going to reposition down at the stairs here. They have no spitter, so this attack isn't going to do tremendous amount of damage unless they get some really good separation. Boomer's going to have to be careful in close quarters. You're going to have to stumble. Smoker's initiating, pulling someone down. Doesn't get him down the stairs, though. Hunter manages to pounce up top, but gets cleared very quickly, and Charger gets in, gets a charge into the back, gets 1 pound. Will he get 2? He gets 2.
Does. And then also, we had a Tri-Boom going out there, and we have our pause. This is our third pause of the game, I think.
Fourth?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I'm just left for pause. Oh yeah, so that's a general question. There was some debate that I heard about them taking out pausing in a newer edition of Pro Mod. Do you think that's a good idea or what?
That's just going to only cause complications. Pausing right now
Yeah.
is just simply a frustration, but it doesn't actually cause any issues with gameplay. You're just basically, you got to think of it like rewinding a VCR. Or pausing a VCR, rather.
Oh.
So, I mean, I haven't been playing Pro Mod too often, but has this been happening often lately?
Yeah, as Zen said in the spec check there, he's like, is this an AG pug? Because there's a lot of pausing going on, and yeah, you do see that a lot. Because people keep crashing for some reason, especially on Swamp Fever. It seems like the number of crashes just go up on that map for some reason.
Alright, looks like we are live here again. SI is still down. Gonna be going through under this through this underpass here. Tank is gonna be up here very, very soon. We're gonna go ahead and go over to a I want to
Infected?
say yeah, infected. I want to see how the infected take this. Seems pretty straightforward for this virus, but looks like the attack is coming in here. Hunter comes in, manages to land on Coach, stealing Jockey's target. Smoker getting a pull here, getting a scratch here onto Nick. Lots of scratches coming in here. Some spit. Nightcatcher going down. Ellis trying his best to clear Rob here. Jockey's going in for Ellis, and he manages to grab him.
Oh boy.
Rob taking his pills there to try and catch up. Manages to clear off Ellis with that shotgun from long range, and now they have to get up both targets here.
Yeah, so I guess what happened there is after the smoker went out and was able to pull Nick there with that other cap, I think what happened was they tried to clear him by M2ing him off, and they were a little bit too close, and then they just kind of like stood in the proximity of that spit there, so they kind of bunched up.
And we're going to be seeing Tank coming up here very, very soon.
Yeah, I think it's going to spawn probably right when they get... I think they're going to have to fight it in the area across the dumpster here. They're getting another hit in the
Oh,
meantime.
here comes a boom.
with
Single boom. Pounce lands. Here comes Charger going from a very long range. Oh, wow. And he managed to land the charge speed onto health bonus, and that will be a down, so that is effectively 4 people bleeding for this tank.
Wow.
Survivors do have a chance to survive this tank, but with the amount of bleed that they have, it's going to be very, very close.
Yeah, we've seen in the last couple of hits the special infected team really land some pretty hard coordinated attacks there that have pretty much reduced their health down to, like you said, all 4 bleeding for this tank coming up. I think it's going to be like right when they enter the room, by the way.
Alright,
Yeah,
and
right
tank
there.
is up here. Alright, so let's head on over to an infected war room here and see how they take this.
Alright, sounds good.
What would you do with Boomer?
They're going back. Pull them. Alright, there's a double. That's it. One is trying to go over.
Oh, he's
Down
back
him.
now. He's back.
Just down, get it out.
Ellis is running. Yeah, he's running.
Some of
he's
yours?
stuck, actually.
He's trying to run, keyword.
He's trying to run.
Too much boom.
Good job.
Yeah, nice.
Alright, and we're back. We're seeing some very quick tank plays here. Smoker tried to pull someone all the way back, and then in churn, allowed the tank to get a very quick double punch right there.
Yeah, I mean that's the second chapter in a row, and I think that is something that can be said about Dead Center is that it seems like some of the hits along the way do have a great possibility and probably probability of just getting the survivors down to a point where those tanks are that quick. I think in the last chapter for both teams, obviously with the Witch, they had one person dead by the time they got to the tank, and then here that survivor team was chipped down so badly that pretty much one attack with that tank committing there was able to do them in. How do you go about reducing that kind of damage that they're taking? I guess just like more strip, like baiting more. Like what do you think you should do?
Shooting more.
Oh, shooting.
No,
It's
I mean
probably
there's
good.
only the infected are doing attacks where baiting isn't going to be really that much of a possibility. So it's all going to come down to how well the marine or the survivors play here. Just got to be able to shoot more, clear faster, and make sure not to get grabbed by those charges here, because we're seeing a lot of people getting hit by charges, which are some of them are pretty miracle charges, and some of them are pretty far out there and still landing. So just really, I think it's gonna have to come back down to just focus that charger. As soon as you hear that charger, you need to stop what you're doing and shoot that charger. Obviously, there's some exceptions to it, but the general rule is focus that charging.
Okay. Yeah, and that's just something I guess that comes with playing more often with that kind of territory. Is you learn to hate chargers a lot because chargers are the thing that are able to like do the most damage as an individual SI to a team in that regard. Usually, the attacks that are the most devastating are the ones where that charger does find a way to land.
Well, yeah, because general, just the charger, the charger just has a lot of health on him. A single person focusing him down, I mean, the charger will go down pretty quick. But three people focusing down the charger, that charger really won't even have a chance to take a step forward without being killed.
Yeah, and then I guess some of the other things that it comes down to is the positioning of the survivors as well, is not bunching up and getting hit by multiple booms and stuff like that. Because I think we saw in the last chapter a lot of those booms were landing, and when boomers land, that usually is just a recipe for disaster, especially with tricaps. You're saying you should shoot more instead of using M2.
Oh, well, I mean,
Is
yeah,
that
I
what
mean,
is that what you're telling me, XBy?
well, yeah. I mean, if you M2, it's not dying. If you shoot, it dies.
If you M2, it dead stops it, man. Dead stops are cool.
Yes, but dead stopping. I mean, it brings you back to something else that I think it was back when I was playing in Left to Learn was kind of just taught thoroughly. Is when you're going through a new area, an area that hasn't been cleared, you're gonna have a lot of common infected, and you'll see a lot of newer players or players that don't effectively clear common. They'll shove common aside and just continue moving forward and only clear the common that are in front of them. And this leads to the rest of the team being bogged down by these common infected that they're shoving to the side. So in general, you don't want to shove a common aside and then don't shoot it, because then it's going to come back to bite you in the ass or go after
Right.
one of your teammates. Same thing comes to mind when you're trying to clear a hunter or a jockey. You don't want to try and M2 it aside and then, not focus fire it, etc. Basically, you want to focus fire the SI that you see in front of you. If you can try and minimize your M2s, because when you M2, you're lowering your damage per second and the amount of damage you're dealing. And if you can up your damage per second by basically positioning and walking out of the jockey pounces or the leaps of the hunter or even the charger, charging, you're able to maintain more damage per second, more damage done while walking to the side and sidestepping and avoiding than you would to just stand still, dead stop, and then shoot afterwards.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point as well with the common there, because when you're pushing in those areas and just kind of M2ing the common aside, then that does bring up an issue where if those common aren't clear, they're going to be a nuisance for your entire team, not just you. And if you're going to keep M2ing those common, especially in areas when you know a hit is up, then that's actually something that the special infected could potentially capitalize on if you have those common trickling in to interfere with the survivors, because if the survivors aren't able to clear special infected that fast, that's going to maximize the damage. And as we've kind of seen so far through these first couple chapters, that's really been what's happening.
Alright, we're still waiting here. Looks like we're waiting on Rob, Lyra, and Parasite. I think we're having some issues with some people getting into Mumble here.
I think Parasite was fixing his mouse as well, or something like that. But yeah, I mean, so far in this game, what we've seen is we've seen the survivors pretty much for whatever reasons they may be, just the special infected have had a much better time, it seems like, coordinating in that kind of regard. And I guess, I don't know how you feel about it, but when playing Survivor, a lot of it comes down to, like, positioning as well, right?
Oh, well, yeah, if you position yourself away from their spawns, they have to take a longer time to get to you. If you position yourself right next to their spawns, well, not only are they going to get near you, but it's going to be harder to aim at them, because if they're going right over your head, you can't really move your mouse, in unison. You have to sidestep and then start aiming at them as they're falling down.
But did one of the players just get kicked? I think he did.
Yeah, not sure what's going on.
But because he was AFK? I don't know.
Might have had issues trying to reconnect.
Oh. But I know on the attack that did a lot of damage. I think is when they were coming out of that, like they went through, then they came out near the truck under the overpass there, like going to the area before they had to spawn that tank. One of the problems was they positioned themselves where I think one of them got stumbled into the smoker pool, and then somebody was trying to use an M2 to clear the smoker, right? And as they were doing that, then the spit landed, and then I believe Rochelle just got kind of like trapped in the spit there. So being conscientious of exactly where the infected team is and knowing where your teammates are and putting yourself in danger, because I think the mistake a lot of people make is they get too worried about their teammates, and then they kind of like open up, they're more susceptible to getting attacked themselves, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I completely understand, but it also comes back to you because you were saying somebody got smoked and somebody ran up to try and M2 the person free. I mean, you can clear somebody free of a smoker tongue also by shooting. Now, shooting the tongue, shooting the smoker. You got to put emphasis on shooting. The more you put emphasis on shooting over M2 in this game, the quicker things are going to die, and the higher you're going to see your frags per second go up, because that's what we're all after, just frags per second.
Right. And one of the mistakes people make is they rely on the kind of M2ing and killing infected on their own too much. I find it a lot easier if you put yourself in a position where your teammates are able to clear you. It's a lot better than just being kind of separated and trying to M2/shoot, skeet, whatever you want to call it, special infected on your own. And that's something that takes a time playing in competitive pugs and with competitive players to learn, because one thing that I've seen is people try to be kind of not like a superhero, but they put too much emphasis on trying to do it all by themselves, and and obviously you learn that it's what kind of a team-based game it is when you start playing competitive like that. So,
well, I mean, you can go as far to say is that some of the really experienced players can actually do very well alone, and they could actually I don't want to say carry, but they can make a huge difference on their team just by being there.
That's true, but in general, though, like, to have a player who can do that, like, that's to the point where you can clear one of your own teammates. Why, when they're getting pulled across the ground, almost as soon as they get smoked, you can shoot the smoker tongue before it even, like, latches onto them.
What do you mean deals damage to them?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, sorry, before it deals damage to them, right. Duh. This is a general question that I've been wondering about for a little while, though. Can you M2 a smoker tongue off yourself?
Not that I know of. I've heard rumors that you could actually stop a smoker tongue from grabbing you if you M2.
Yeah, and I swear to God,
seen it done.
I swear to God, I've seen it done in at least 2 games now. And I think I accidentally even did it once, because I was playing a pub and I was just randomly spamming some common, and then as I was doing that, a smoker tried to pull me, and there was absolutely no way it could have missed me unless I M2'd the tongue. Now, from a perspective, though, is it possible? Because, like, with the rays of the M2 going out, is there any way it could, like, theoretically work?
I don't know how the whole M2 mechanic really works. I don't know what the base coding going on behind it. Does it form a wall? Does it knock back special infected, etc.? I mean, I've never actually thoroughly tested it, but I think we could just leave that as unsolved for the time being.
Okay. Because I know the one thing that... Because obviously you can cut them with a bladed melee weapon, but then when... I know one of the most annoying things is when you're in the middle of an attack, and then the one thing that really survivors can't stop on their own, I guess, is that kind of smoker. So it's like if you could actually find a way to have the timing to M2 a tongue. Because I remember watching a match, too, in the EQ Cup, where it seemed almost as though they could clear the smoker tongues by doing that M2. I'm trying to think what else it could have been that could have freed the tongue, like if one of their teammates shot it, but I just swear, like, it was like the one survivor that was standing there, you're trying to smoke him, and he's hitting M2 exactly as the tongue's about to latch onto you, and they can clear it. Now, if they could do that, that's not game-breaking, but it changes the ways you think, I think, about competitive play.
Well, I mean, if we start seeing people being able to stop tongues with M2s, just imagine now the meta's going to be changing. You're not going to have
Right.
people taking sharp weapons anymore. It's just going to be about M2s. Alright, looks like Rodriguez is not coming back here.
And therefore, the cycle will be complete, and M2 will be the primary weapon once again. I'm glad we solved this during this pause, XPy. So I think we are about to go live though as soon as Rodriguez decides to ready up. So for their opening hit, they're going to have a Hunter, a Spitter, a Jockey, and a Charger. See if they're able to have a little bit more success than the other team did on that opening attack. Looks like they're positioning similar to what the other team did, except you have the Hunter coming from a little bit further away, I guess, and the Spitter spawning where the Jockey was on the hit of the other team. So hopefully we'll be going live quite soon. And I hear they're still using in-game chat.
Yeah, it might be some double bounding or just by accident.
We actually have...
Waiting on Rodriguez
sorry.
here. That's fine.
I was going to say, we actually do have 2 players, I think. Rodriguez, who didn't change their alert back, but like Henry just said, or Henry, however you want to pronounce that, they actually have not changed their alert yet, so it's still at 100.
Oh yes, I mean that's a lot of people tell you that alert changing your alert won't make a difference. I mean, sure, changing your alert from 10 to 0 won't make a difference as big as 100 from 0. Generally, you don't want to have your alert anywhere higher than 40.
Yeah, I believe the highest that I ever heard for a competitive player using static was somebody who used to play with where it was at 40. And we are going live now, so whatever alerts they have, they're going with.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and do this. So again, we have a tri-cap with Charger and Spitter here.
Driver's taking it slow.
Looks like we're going to be having the Hunter come from at the end of the seated truck here, so he's going to be going for a bit of a DP. Hunter is now pounced. I think he made some crouching noises here, so they now know where he's at. Coach is now ghosting out here. Nick is ghosting out with the machete, seeing some gunfire from Coach, so he's now visible to the SI, but Nick now visible. Ellis not visible. Here comes Hunter in, manages to get dead stop there. He pounced into the column and made it really easy to dead stop. We see a charge come in. Spit again is missing here. So it looks like for both teams, the Spit did not land for the first initial hit, but the charge did.
Spitter spat, right, and it bounced off the police barricade. So he was trying to aim, and I think he was trying to fit it through the police barricade, but it actually bounced off one of the bars there. That's just unlucky. So we saw our Survivor team employ a similar strategy with kind of similar results from the Infected as well, where they were able to get underneath that overpass to handle the hit better. Similar hit coming up for our Infected team now. They have a Smoker, a Boomer, a Charger, and a Hunter, so it's another one where the without the Spitter, the inside is going to be a little bit less effective than the out.
Alright, so we got the Smoker spawned up here and Charger spawned up, so identical to the previous team. We get a pull down, but he actually gets down the staircase. The Common Infected gets cleared. Nick accidentally cleared that Common Infected. We see a tri-cap with double Boom here. Boom was now going to be getting a clear, trying to go for that clear. Oh, he gets a stumble and then a proxy onto Nick, or Ellis, rather.
Yeah, and what happened there, I think they, again, accidentally used the in-game chat, and Nick tried to cut the tongue of the Smoker, and then he actually did get pulled and kind of moved down the stairs there, and the Infected team was able to kind of capitalize on that.
I'm not sure what exactly happened with that Common Infected that was stuck on the stairwell there. I don't know if Nick accidentally cleared it, or if the Charger cleared it by punching the Common Infected, but if that Common Infected stayed up, Nick would have stayed up much higher up there in the stairwell and been easier to clear.
I think you're right. I think the Charger did actually punch it down, so that's just some high-level strategy going on right there.
Alright, so we got a tri-cap with Spitter here and Charger. Pounce and Jockey lands almost simultaneously. Here comes a Charger. No one's focusing it. Nick manages to get melee swinging it, and Spit misses by quite a large margin there. I mean, that could have been much, much worse there for the Survivors, but the Survivors definitely took that pretty well.
I think for the first time this game... Yeah, for the first time in this game, we're going to see a Survivor team with some health actually in a pretty good situation to handle a tank fight.
They just got to be careful and not panic. We got a lot of common up here, so they got to make sure to take care of this common. All right, and we see Tank is now spawning up. CNC got just DC'd here, but he is playing. Lyra just got another pause coming in here. Tank was in the hands of Rodriguez here. So go ahead and wait in here before we move on to the war room here for the Infected side.
Right, so then I think with the other hit that they have here, they have the AI Hunter spawning up and then a Jockey and a Smoker. So because of that, again, because of Lyra disconnecting, they lost that spawn on the attack. So generally, this is a general question, I guess. When do you feel it's good to like instantly commit a tank? Like, okay, you have your first setup here, and the tank's spawning in. When do you think that's a good idea in general?
Large amount of common infected, maybe a single or double boom. Quad boom, obviously, is really great. Or if you just generally feel confident enough that you're going to be able to pull someone and separate, or even just pull someone and get a quick corner. Just got to make sure that your smoker doesn't get cleared. If your smoker gets cleared, then you're not going to have another SI up there, to support you.
Right. So in a situation like this, I don't know exactly how they're going to play it, but I expect they'll try to at least get a couple hits before that tank rolls itself in. And Lyra has reconnected, so I believe we are going to go live.
Alrighty, and we're going to head over to an infected war room here.
Sounds good.
The other bot's got someone.
Okay, so what I would do is I would bleed them a little bit more. Just don't go in with spawns yet. What pass are you on, first or second?
First.
First.
60%.
Okay. Go for one where. Just wait, actually. Bleed them out. Coach will be like 2 hits if they don't give him pills. So you can easily get him down, and then the rest of you try cap. Wait for the tank to get.
Second pass.
Wait for the tank to get an in cap if you can. If he looks like he's in trouble, then go. Okay?
Right. Going in.
Tank, go and commit. Coach is 1 or 2 hits.
Time it.
Turn around. Turn around, tank. Okay, help him. Help him. Help him. Help him. Oh, nice double cap.
Oh,
nice.
sorry,
It's
sorry,
okay, it's
sorry.
okay. Just time your punches. Sit in front of that smoker. Sit in front of him. Body block. You are the shield.
Down.
There you go.
Nice.
Perfect.
Good tank.
Alright, and we're back.
Yeah, and we see some very, very nice play going out there from our special infected team. They tried to play a little bit of rock tank first by standing back in that door there, but then they decided to commit with that tri-cap. One of the things that I did see is that Ellis did not pass his pills to Coach before the tank committed. I don't know exactly how much of an effect that would have had, but it left Coach slow there, and the tank was able to get that easy corner before the tri-cap.
One thing I noticed is, again, the tank was, like, as you said, he tried to play a bit of a rock tank there, throwing rocks through the door frame there. And they just didn't chip him enough, really. They weren't punishing him for trying to throw rocks at the door frame there. He only got in maybe like 100 damage or so.
Right. Then after that happened, then the tank pretty much lost his first pass, and then he had to commit on that second there. So they did a pretty good job staying out of sight of the tank, but like you said, they didn't really punish him for trying to throw those kind of rocks. And another thing that I saw, as they were trying to fight that tank, I believe Nick was trying to melee him in the back, and then the tank was able to turn around and punch him into a much worse position for the survivors as well. So I'm not exactly sure how low they thought the tank was, but it certainly wasn't a very good idea, I don't think, to get that close to him without being able to juke him out.
I mean, a lot of people like to go after the melee swings onto the back of the tank when he's not paying attention or not focusing them, but you have to be careful, because if the tank turns around, you're going to be hit right away, and what we saw, saw that on Nick. Just getting 1 or 2 swings is usually a good idea, and then afterwards back off and start shooting, because he's probably going to turn around. His teammates will probably tell him, hey, you got someone on your back, so turn around and swing at the guy.
Yeah, and one of the things that the special infected team did very, very well there is that they waited for their tank to get in and kind of get that first down, right? So after the tank got his first down, he had about 1,500 health left, and then he was able to turn around and kind of distract the other survivors as the tri-cap went in. And you saw the hunter and the jockey both kind of land there, and then the smoker did get the pull, but the tank punched him away. Thankfully, he had enough health to keep on pressuring, I think it was Ellis in this situation, before the smoker was able to get his resmoke there. But yeah, I mean, what they did there was pretty much as perfect as the special infected could play it, I think. That'd be tough for a lot of teams to deal with, because the coordination was there.
Alright, so this first hit consists of a 2-2 with Smoker and Hunter here. I guess it's really good that they have the Smoker here. Smoker can pull out, we can get an easy boom and then separation, maybe even spit on the front of the door here to further separate the person that gets pulled from the rest of his team, and then Hunter can come in and try and stumble the rest while the Smoker's still dealing damage. Although this is all assuming that the Smoker doesn't get instant cleared from, initiating the attack here. It's also very close ranged, close quarters here, so a really good Boomer Stumble and Spit would be very, very nice here. Guess you can have the Boomer come from straight across the safe room here, even along with the Smoker. Hunter can come from any general area here, and the Spit is probably going to want to come from the left side column here. Not to be directly in front of them, but still have a general area to spit in any direction here in front of the safe room.
Interestingly enough, we're going to see a...
Go on.
Hmm?
Well, you kind of cut off.
Oh, sorry. We're going to see a 27% tank spawn here.
A 27% tank spawn. I think that's going to be once they get to the top of the escalators, or when they're getting close to the second pair of escalators.
Right, I think it's when they actually go underneath that, when they go underneath that metal, maybe I'm thinking too early, but I think it's when they go underneath that metal divider there. That was for security purposes, but broke because zombie apocalypse.
Oh yeah, totally because zombie apocalypse. Alright, so we're going live here. It looks like the Smoker is setting up really far ahead here. That's only going to work if one of the survivors decide to go to the left here. We see two people ghosting out here. Rochelle leading with the shotgun. Two people coming out from behind, and here comes the Boomer. Boomer gets popped very easily by Robs. Here we get a pull into the left here. He had to walk it in a bit. Smoker got cleared really quick. The tongue pounce lands, Spit lands, a little bit more damage going in. Smoker finally gets his pull. Not that much damage done by the Smoker, but that was a pretty decent start here with a 2-2 for the Infected.
Yep, and they also had the major amount of damage there came from their stumbling one of the survivors into, the Hunter stumbling one of the survivors into that Spit. So it was still pretty much all shut down by the survivors though.
Alright, so we're going to be seeing tank coming up here, and it's going to be in the hands of ...
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go with that. And they do have another hit coming up though with a Hunter, Smoker, Jockey, and a Boomer. We'll try to get that in before the tank, judging from how they're spawning. I think the survivors are going to be able to... They probably could clear this hit before they go down and try to spawn that tank. It looks like that is what they are going to try to do. They're moving all the way to the back there, clearing out the common. So where do you see us fighting this tank here, X-Play?
Pretty much where they're at. You can't... I don't believe the Infected here can get on top of the to the third floor here, so it's generally a really good idea to take the tank in this big open area here, just kiting them from column to column, really. Just a really straight hallway. Seeing Smoker trying to pull down here. We see a boom onto that person. Still no tank yet. Ellis is not getting cleared very quick here. Pounce comes in. Gets a 4 damage Pounce here. Jockey comes in. We see some stumbles, and we see a quad proxy.
Oh, Jockey got into Rochelle too. Jockey's moving her into the tank spawn, so you got Rochelle Jockey down below with this boom coming out here.
Let's head over to an infected war room and see what they do.
Alright.
Get back up.
Uzi shoot the tank.
Yeah, you have a height advantage here. Don't get too... Like, somebody cover the back spawns. The Uzi's chip in front. Make sure your pills are popped when he commits. LOS if you have to. Don't be alone. Nick, get back with your team. You're doing fine right now. Just keep where you are. You don't even have to chip him if you just LOS. Ellis, remember to pop your pills when he commits.
Watch the rocks, Lear.
Yeah, don't get rocked. Okay. Back up, take your pills.
He's in.
Do what you need to do.
Hunter's in.
Hunter's on me.
Coming to you, Audrey.
Clear the cap.
Chargers. Smoke, taking punch.
You guys are...
Focus tank.
Kill tank, focus tank, kill tank. Every single one of your bullets into tank at the same time. Go, go, go now.
Pills here.
Keep
Rob.
shooting, keep shooting.
Okay, get back. Get back. You don't want to be in a bad spot when spawns come up.
Tank's coming in.
charged.
Shocky.
Fuck.
Okay.
Alright, and we're back. And I apologize, I accidentally went to the wrong safe room there. I could have sworn I clicked on the infected war room.
The wrong safe room, X-Spy?
Or war room. War room.
Right, so what we said from that tank fight is we had our survivors in their positions, but then when the tank committed there, they got a little bit split up in a couple, and a lot of damage actually went out. The tank actually was able to, he stayed in a little bit longer than he probably could have. He had about 4,000 health left, and he could have jumped back down as we saw him do. Luckily for the infected team, it really didn't matter that much because they were able to send the tank in for that second commit and get that wipe. What do you think the survivors could have done a little bit better there, X-Spy?
Well, for starters, they should not have gotten separated. When they got separated, that was the biggest issue. There was a lack of focus on the tank, and because they were separated, they only had one person per clear instead of, 3 other people clearing that one infected that grabbed somebody. Not to mention, once they did manage to survive that ordeal and the tank actually got back out, they again were separating themselves as soon as the tank came up, and we saw somebody get charged and then jockeyed, and then afterwards, towards the end, we started to see Rochelle was actually jumping on the escalators, and I was actually a little bit cringing every time she jumped, and I was just hoping that the tank would not punch her. But lo and behold, the tank did punch her. Unfortunately, she didn't get incapacitated when she landed, but she definitely did take some fall damage from that. Might have been able to survive if she didn't take that fall damage, but generally, I mean, it looked like the survivors kind of had it made, but they just separated too much and did not focus the tank enough.
Yeah, and one of the other things is, as you said, but the one thing they shouldn't do, even though they should be focusing the tank, they shouldn't focus the tank enough to where they lose track of their own positions. Because I think what was happening there is they got a little bit panicked when the tank pushed in, and that allowed them to get kind of pushed out and separated like that. So then, even when they could focus on the tank, I think you had Ellis and Coach getting punched around a little bit, and the other two were still trying to clear whatever SI pins were over there, and I think a boom landed too. So it was just an overall I guess it's just something that you learn with playing more, is just not to get real panicked when situations like that happen. And the other thing I've seen is sometimes teams focus either the teams focus the tank too much where they forget about the SI hit, or they get too concerned about the tank moving in between them where they get separated to let the SI hit actually be probably more effective than it should be. Because as soon as that SI hit is down, then that tank is going to be in trouble. So, just waiting on Rob to ready up.
Rob, eh?
Yep. Rob's a tool.
Aha. What if he knows his name is like that?
Does he?
I would imagine he does.
Oh man,
Right.
he's reading up.
Alright, so we're going live here. So again, the exact same attack here for the second team. 2-cap with Charger and... or not Charger, with Smoker and Hunter.
You okay, X-Spy?
No, I don't think I didn't eat my cereal this morning. So Rochelle rushing out here, opted to rush out, and ended up blocking 2 their spawns here. Infected are now going to be repositioning. Smoker is now up, initiating the pull, but doesn't have any support coming in. Spitter's coming in, but he's going to get shut down. Here comes the Hunter. Hunter misses. Boomer can't find a spawn yet. Gets the spawn, manages to land a single boom on a Nick here. Hunter going in for that pounce. Going to try and land on the vomit person, but nope. Looks like he has other ideas. He's just kind of jumping around here. Nothing too flashy here for the infected. Survivors did a great job rushing out there and blocking 2 of their spawns. Really put the infected out of position and out of synchronization.
Yep. One thing that I did also see on that last tank fight from the survivor side is that they almost got Rochelle caught at the bottom of that escalator there when the quad boom landed, which did a lot of damage. So I think we're going to see this survivor team be a little bit more, kind of cautious of that SI hit to try to prevent that kind of disaster from happening. Luckily for them, though, they have a 2-2 coming up with a Smoker, a Spitter, a Boomer, and a Jockey for our infected team. So they're probably going to try to save that for when that tank is spawning. Survivors are going around and clearing out that back area, much like their counterparts did. Before they make that push down to spawn that tank, they're going to make sure that everything's set up for them to come back.
Alright, looks like the infected team now have a 2-2 here again with Smoker and Jockey. Had a oh, but that was a the smoker just trying desperately to try and pull down the escalator, but it just wasn't going to happen. Nobody was going to let that smoker try and get. Survivors did a great job of positioning themselves properly so they didn't get pulled down. Jackie getting dead step. Jackie trying his best to deal some damage here, but unfortunately, it does not look like the survivors had that much chip on them. So the tank is definitely going to have his job cut out for him here.
Pause.
And we see another no Steam logon going on here.
That actually helps because I was going to remark for a second there. It looks like our special infected team got a little bit antsy, wouldn't you say? Like they kind of sent that hit in a little bit early.
Yeah, I would have to agree there. The smoker was trying desperately to try and pull someone down the escalator, but it just wasn't going to happen.
I think we're up to 8, aren't we? Some number for crashes. Maybe 9. Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying purposely not to keep count anymore.
Just ignoring it, just letting it go on. But yeah,
I'm pretending I'm watching some kind of VCR, VCR. And I'm pausing, gonna go get something to eat, come back, and I'm just starting off where I just left. There was no pause. The movie's still there.
So what you're saying is we're gonna start casting on VHS.
Yes.
Ooh.
So we're gonna start a huge business here. We're gonna have cassettes and everything. We're gonna have them all labeled, and each one's gonna have nice little icons and fan art on the front.
Sponsored by Zen Digital.
Yes.
So we see our Survivor team is now going down to, and they're utilizing this wonderful pause to
Check the
get that tank. Yeah, that too, and get their tank spawned up without much resistance. So they're in a lot better shape, I think, than the other team was. And we saw, like, when you get into situations where the Survivor team is being a lot more cautious, sometimes you do see the special infected get a little kind of impatient, but as we saw, it probably would have been better for them just to kind of wait it out and wait for the Survivor team to move forward. I believe we have an explanation. Yeah.
Lyra has reconnected here, but I think we're just, I guess both teams are kind of taking this this small intermission here, maybe to go use the bathroom or get something to drink before they decide to ready up here, or trying to figure out if anyone else is gonna crash here.
Again, though, like I think this is, I don't know what it was, but when it comes up to a tank, every time it pauses, then and that person disconnects, they do lose that spawn. So we're gonna see that spawn timer reset as we go live.
Only we could see something very similar here to the survivors. You lose that survivor when you come back in. It looks like we have tank up in the hands of Nightcatcher here, so let's head over to a survivor war room here.
All right.
You can get pulled, coach. Just know, letting you know.
Oh shit, Boomer here.
Alright, watch the comments.
Just you can read.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna push with one. Possibly though, watch for it.
Yeah, they stacked the boomer. They're just gonna go in with 3 cappers. You guys gotta be very ready. There he goes. AI tank.
Oh my gosh, what did I get stuck on?
Jockey,
Damn, coach. Take your pills now.
Getting
Kill
smoked.
that charger. Kill that tank. He's all yours.
Push him too.
Yeah, just don't get too close. Come on. He's gotta be. He's almost dead. Oh, the boom. He's gonna keep on the boom, guys. Just keep chasing him. There you go. Good job, team. SI now.
Alright, and we're back.
I see the end of that tank fight come in this attack that's going on now. Ellis does get pulled and does get incapped. But did you see that AI tank almost home run hit Coach?
No, I did not. I was actually a bit confused as to why the tank decided to spectate. Was it? I think the tank spectated?
That wasn't the tank spectating. That was just one of the. I was confused about that too. Nightcatcher had the tank and was trying to keep sight up the escalator, and then one of her supports spectated, right? And after that happened, I think she tried to back off to get that spawn back up, but she was at such low rage that it just kind of went AI. I was really confused about that as well.
All right then.
Then after the tank went AI, like it hit Coach and it almost punted him down the escalator. Like he landed on one of the little tan things up there instead of getting killed. So that was actually almost a death off that AI tank.
See Hunter coming in here. I guess just sack the Hunter here. No overall attack coming on here. Charger and Smoker and Boomer sit up in the top, so it's actually a very ideal attack. Boomer can get the Vomit without being seen by curving the Vomit over the edge here and onto the escalator. Charger looks like he's not going to be attacking during the escalator here. Nope, looks like he's changed his mind. Smoker going to try and pull. Coach is ghosting his way up. Charger leading in here, manages to get the charge. Oh, we got some really good separation going on here at 2-cap. Boomer tries to come in and Vomit over, but it just doesn't reach. Some really good damage going out on Nick here. A attack that shouldn't have done too well actually did pretty well there by the Infected, so it was a pretty good job there by the Infected team.
Yeah, again, that's been pretty much the story of the game so far, is that kind of separation that we're seeing on a couple of these attacks with those Chargers too. Looks like the Spitter thought about going in to support that, but then it's going for a respawn as our survivors kind of limp along here. They are getting a pretty good amount of distance off that due to the fact that they killed the tank, but it'll be interesting to see exactly how they do at that event as our next attack comes up with a Spitter, a Hunter, a Charger, and a Smoker.
Looks like Hunter's now pre-spawn. Clawing down that door, probably going to go for a wall kick. No, opting not to go for the wall kick, but it's still crouched. Gets the pounce in. I think he just got... Looks like there was a blood spatter coming from his leg, but he's not missing any health here.
That's odd.
Charger now all the way in the back, so we got a Charger and Spitter here, so this is a really deadly attack. Smoker and Charger and Spitter are all spawned up here. Hunter is still not taking any damage here. Miracle Hunter here. Hunter trying to go through the door frame, pounces off the door frame. Oh, and we see a dead stop by Ellis. Ellis trying to get that Hunter, but he's walked into the wrong neighborhood here. That's a really beautiful charge spit here by the Infected. We see a triple ink cap, and we almost see a wipe. Alt, the only thing holding up the team right now. And here comes the Smoker, getting in some damage here into the spit. Maybe some God frames on the Coach there. Not that much damage taken by the spit, but that was a really great attack there by the Special Infected. That bait onto Ellis, just baiting him into the alleyway there.
We have our 10th pause. So yeah, what we saw happen there is Ellis did try to get that Hunter out of the way. If the Hunter had gotten killed, probably a lot less damage going out on that attack. But after he dead stopped the Hunter, he did manage to, I think he missed the melee swing, and then the Charger was able to kind of intercept that. Again, we're seeing the Survivor team be a little bit more conservative. I think I need to respectate here, actually. Or not. Won't go through until... Okay.
I already did it.
I did too. I was trying to see if the score was different or something like that. I think I still have it kind of screwed up, but that's my problem to fix. Anyway, so we have one Survivor Black and White, and then two others with already one down, heading into this, the event coming up. I believe we do have people rejoining now, so we should be going live yet again. Is there any particular reason why the game would crash more on maps like Dead Center and Swamp Fever? Because I remember seeing like 13 crashes on a Swamp Fever pug the other day.
I believe it's related to... Some people have been saying that the new Valve update that Valve released, I think a couple of months back, started making people crash a lot more. And it seems to be no Steam logons, correct?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, so I mean, the only thing I could think was either connection to Steam isn't stable, or Steam is just not giving the proper amount of updates, or just the server in general cannot connect to Steam properly. I'm not sure what it could be. You can't really quote me on it because I don't look into the backends and the codings for all of that.
Right. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure either. I know, but the thing with pauses is that they really do disrupt the kind of the flow of a game, especially if you're losing spawns then on a certain tank hit and stuff like that. I think we've seen that a couple of times now in this game.
Somebody named Yang Clan Yango joining in here. It's a lot of caps.
That's a cool name. World of Noise asking exactly what's going on Team A's side here. So I guess we can say from this game so far, the general, the key takeaways, I guess, would be just be a little bit more conscientious of Survivor positioning with that stuff to be in a better position to both clear your teammates and kind of protect yourself, or...
Well, obviously the first thing I'm gonna have to say, the first thing I'm gonna have to say, focus chargers. All right.
Right.
Focus the chargers. That's all you gotta do. And there's a reason that chargers do not lead first in competitive in competitive games is because
Right.
they just get focused down and they get shut down before they have any kind of chance to get in there and deal damage. Right,
Yeah.
we now are live. I mean, next after that is just make sure to not get vomited on. Every time you get boomed down, that's slowing you down for a good 3 to 5 seconds.
Right.
Depending on how
Speaking
well you
of-
are clearing common.
Speaking of those, our next attack is going to be a 3-1 with Charger, Hunter, Boomer, and a Jockey. Looks like they're going to try to get this as the event is starting. They find 2 pills in the bathroom.
2 pills in the bathroom. That'll help them. Definitely help them with the event here. Looks like the common infector are already breaking down the door. We see the attack coming in here. Have they opened the door yet?
No.
No, they have not. Oh well.
Oh,
Some
wait a minute.
decent
Yeah, but the
damage
Horde did.
going on
Oh,
here.
that's from the Boomer. Okay, so the Boom Horde came in, and then they opened the door. I think the other team
No,
thought
no,
that they'd
no,
already
no.
spawned.
That was no. The Horde was starting to come in before they had managed to get boomed down. I don't know how this is. This event
That's
is
odd.
Looks like they're unsure which side to go to. Rochelle completely staying away from the rest of her team here. Starting to follow start to follow the rest of the survivors here. We got a tricap here with Spitter and Hunter, Spitter and Jockey and Hunter and Smoker. I see somebody's now finally gets jockeyed here. We see a smoke going pulled from above. We see a pounce to cover the smoke here, and then a spit coming in. That's going to be a down on Coach. Oh, and he's going in for the scratches. Gets 1 scratch.
Yeah, so now you got 2 down, and the rest of this Horde still is going to be pretty vicious. And both Nick and Ellis are at the point where just a couple hits from a special infected could get them down. They got to do a pretty good job trying to cover here, but they're still common locked. Rochelle has died, and then a pull does go out on Ellis. Almost gets pulled off, except for that small little glass piece there. Got the Charger up, probably going to come in to try to finish this off. Gets the punch down on Nick. Ellis now just going for distance, trying to get a miracle level, and he does miss. Charger carries him for a couple more points, but that will be the end of the round.
Alright, and we now see that looks like somebody's finally taking a solid lead here. Just the next, I believe the next map we do have a tank right outside the safe room, so it is a chance for the other team to catch up very easily. Anything can still go.
I actually think this next tank is one of the more interesting tanks in the game. I haven't seen it. I honestly haven't been exposed to it that much, but when I have, it's been quite interesting because it seems like it either goes really, really well for the special infected or really well for the survivors. Really not a whole lot of middle ground.
No Mercy finale.
Oh gosh, no mercy is best mercy.
Right, so we'll be doing a Survivor War Room here just so we can see how they do take this tank here, because it is a fairly difficult tank to tank if you are not coordinating well with the rest of your team here. Good coordination with the team, though, you'll do great with this tank, and you'll be able to shut down all their SI and be able to take on the tank itself.
It's saying none though on the overlay. I don't know if that means anything or not, but it's just saying it didn't have one. I'm not sure if they took it out. I think it's still in. I don't know why the overlay is saying none.
It should still be in there unless it was removed, but we'll see.
I think on top of that, then they're also going to have a witch coming out of the elevator here. So then, what's the general strategy for taking this tank on the survivor side?
Well, this is assuming that the tank is still here, but basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to either you have everyone standing right out of the safe room here, with somebody just standing a little bit into the safe room, but not enough to give him infinite rage, just so they can block the majority of the spawns in there. Or you can do something a bit more risky, where you're trying to chip him up ahead, have one person chipping, and you have 2 people standing in both of these doors, or near both of these door frames here, or I don't know what you call these. They aren't really door frames, but just to block spawns, and then one person in the safe room. But that is very risky. And if the person that's up ahead gets pulled, I think you can imagine how that's going to end.
Right. Then the tank will be able to probably capitalize.
Now the trick here is that you need to make sure that if you are taking it here, like basically all in the back of the hallway with having one person standing in the door frame here to block spawns without giving them rage, not being inside the safe room, is you need to make sure that the other 3 people that are waiting for that tank to come in, they need to be shooting him while he's coming down the hallway. If you're not shooting him, then he will not deal enough damage before he actually kills you.
One of our mentors is indeed asking if we do have that early tank, and I don't know if we do or not. Might have to ask his and I think he might know.
Yeah. So, I mean, just basically just standing in this hallway, having those 3 people shoot a minimum of 700 damage can come out. But if you're really good at, you know, just chipping and controlling your recoil while he's coming down, you can actually get about 1,500 to 2,000 chip just in this hallway alone before he corners you guys in the safe room.
So then is that what the infected team is trying to do then? Trying to get them cornered in that safe room?
Yes. But it all comes down to how well the person that's standing, you know, on the doorframe of the safe room here is blocking spawns without giving infinite rage. If that person can block spawns well enough, then they can't really do much. Because I mean, what usually happens is you usually have a jockey or a hunter or even a boomer spawn in the safe room, and that just completely fucks everyone up because you get stumbled into a corner, tank gets a quad punch into the corner, you know, because nobody can move, or charger comes in, you know, gets a quad charge, and you know, you can just imagine everything that can go wrong there.
Yeah, and the problem is that they don't really have a whole lot of space to really maneuver in that kind of hallway setting here. And then the infected do have a pretty good amount of spawns. Looks as though they're going to try to go for an early hit off the bat. I'm still unsure whether or not we actually have to play this tank.
Well, we'll have to see. And then, last but not least, once you get into the safe room, you have to take 4 corners. If you have more than 1 person in a corner, then that's 2 people that the tank is punching at the same time. So once you get into the safe room, you have to take 1 survivor into each corner here. Just to optimize the separation that you have and being able to clear off each other.
Right. So we'll see if either of our teams are able to put either of those strategies to good use. If there is a tank here or not. So then, past that, then they're going to be required to work together on the survivor side even more so with dealing with these gas cannons and stuff like that. Does it really? Does the strategy kind of change? Compared, obviously you don't have any sniper rifles, so it's just gonna be more about staying together when getting those cans, I'm guessing.
I do not play any kind of scavenge, so I cannot give you any kind of advice on this. But I believe in scavenge they do a 2-2 here, but I'm not sure, so do not quote me on that because I have absolutely no idea how to do this efficiently in the metagame.
Alright, so it's going to be a surprise to everybody whether or not we have a tank, because I'm being told by Zen that he's never seen it actually played on 3.4, so we're going to discover if there is an early turn or not in this new version of Promon. I think the general deal with Scavenge does still kind of follow that basic logic of let's stay together and systematically work those cans down. I've seen people able to do it if they're able to cover each other better by like tossing them down at the first 4 and splitting up, but it's just going to be more about being coordinated and sticking together as usual. Oh my gosh.
Oh. They checked us. They tricked us.
They tricked us. This is number, what are we up to now? We're in double digits. I don't even know what it is. What's a KB? Oh, keyboard. It's odd. I don't believe they've broken the plane yet, so we can't see if there actually is that tank or not. Alright, looks like they're ready to go now. His keyboard is fixed, and we'll see if there's that tank or not then. Alright, and we are going live.
Alrighty.
Come on. Come on.
Looks like
Come on.
Nick walking out here with his axe, ghosting out. Coach is rushing out. He's like, I don't give a crap. Charger and Spitter look to be leading in this attack here. Charger hiding in the back of that bathroom there. Spitter just trying to position herself properly so that she can get the spit. Nick trying to pop around the corner, trying to block a spawn here. Ends up looking into the coach or into the Charger spawn here. I think they're actually going to be attacking from behind. I think that's what we're going to be doing here because we see that the smoker and the Joker are set up in front.
Even though the tank hasn't spawned yet, that doesn't mean that there still isn't one, because they have to get all the way to that elevator. It could spawn anywhere along that path, I believe. The witch is up and is positioned right outside of the elevator when they get down, but we still have this tank question going on. Looks like the SI are holding right now.
Right, and we see a shutdown here. Smoker is spawned up, going to try and pull someone forward. We see the Charger and the Spitter still in the backs. Nick trying to cut the tongue here. Charger and Spitter completely out of position here, trying to rush in. Trying to race in, get some chip on the Charger, more chip on the Charger, gets leveled. Spitter comes in, gets shut down before he's able to, effectively spit. And looks like we have no tank.
No tank. Alright, so I guess in 3.4 then the none is true, so no tank to deal with there, and they'll just go along with the finale as planned. We have a witch, as I said before, outside of the elevator here.
Alright,
Dawn's
with
coming
this
up.
witch, you could actually shoot the can, I believe, through the window.
Can you still do that?
I think you'd shoot the can through the elevator here, but we'll see.
Oh my god.
No, we see another tank, or another pause here.
I swear to god. Alright. So we're gonna learn now whether or not they can indeed shoot that can through the window after this commercial break and a message from our sponsors.
Oh boy, we're gonna start to monetize these left to learn videos.
We're gonna start to monetize left to learn, kind of like they do with NFL football. You have a 60-minute game, but they manage to make it last 3 hours because of all the sponsorship and stuff like that. We'll take a commercial break at every pause. Oh, hey, we're going live.
Alright, so here we go. Alright, so we are now live here. Alright, and we're going to be seeing what they're going to be doing with this witch here. It's a very easy witch to counter, but it's also at the very same time, it's a very easy witch to get separation here. And we see Rochelle running up here, gets a quick crown, Smoker spawned up, doesn't do anything here yet. Charger come in, gets a charge in, nobody's focusing
Back
here.
up.
When we get a pull into the fire, and the Boomer stumbling free, 2 cappers.
Yeah, that was like a split-second tri-cap there. Boomer really, I don't know really if it would have mattered that much if he stumbled them or not since he was about to get cleared, but it was a pretty still well-coordinated attack. I was surprised they didn't try to interfere with that Witch Crown, but now they are going to try to put these first couple of cans in here. I don't know exactly how the tank spawns work on Pro Mod with this. It's definitely depend on how many cans they get in, I know that much.
Alright, so we see the first two cans going in here. It looks like the object picked 2 bottom cans, which a lot of people usually save for the last since it's the easiest to get. Looks like they're all going 4 on one side, going to the second floor here. Going to be grabbing the first 2, and they should be throwing them down here. We see Common spawning in the closet here. Coach shooting the Common before they're able to break down that door. Ellis separated from the rest of his team here just to get the can, bringing it all the way over back here. It's definitely holding on to that can. That is his can. And we see Jackie coming in here. Jackie spawned up really late. Ellis still has his can here. And we see Spick coming in here. It looks like they were trying to... I guess they were trying to play cans here, but didn't effectively work since nobody pounced the person that was capped. We see the Jacket taken for a ride here. A lot of damage going on to Coach. Oh, the separation here is really, really good here. In fact, he got in a really good attack here. But yeah, it looks like the Spittich was trying to play cans, but nobody capped the person that was pouring the gas can into the car here.
Yeah, I think he was expecting for the Hunter or the Jockey to hit him as the spit went in, and they didn't do that, so it just kind of ended up being a wash here. They already have 5 cans in without that first tank spawning here. Looks like they might be able to get a couple more in as well, or it'll spawn right now, one of the 2.
Yeah.
Or coming in, okay.
It looks like Ellis got his hands on another can here. I think we might want to be careful in giving Ellis cans. Seems to not want to let go of them. Right, so Coach having a bit of issue here. I mean, you need to start throwing the cans over the edge here so you can free yourself up. And we see a 2-cap up top. Oh, and we see a boom on the only person that's up there. And we see a charge on the person down there. That's not good at all.
Yeah, again, they got a little bit separated there, and I think as we mentioned before, there's a point in time, even during public games, where people get a little bit separated like that, thinking they can cover from down below, and then you saw Ellis trying to do that kind of cover. He's still being charged down below, and his team has to try to clear that charger from the stairwell, still pounding away with a reload from Coach. Finally does get cleared, but a lot of damage going out on that one attack.
Yeah, I mean, looks like tank is now up as soon as the tank spawned. One sec. The first thing I need to point out here is, I mean, we did see Coach and Ellis were kind of doing the whole my can thing. They're just keeping and holding on to those cans. They do not want to let go. You have to start letting go of those cans. I mean, just generally their Coach was getting hit, so he should have thrown the can at least forward so he could at least shove the Common off himself and then shoot him and then go pick it up the can. If, not at the very least throw the can over the edge here. I mean, sure, you want to be careful with throwing the cans over the edge here because of the fact that there is a spitter. But when you're getting hoarded down like that, you're slowing down the rest of your team, and you can't keep up with the rest of your team.
Exactly, and when they're holding on to the cans like that too, like it just takes away their ability to shoot, which is just kind of like that does kind of handicap them the rest of their team when dealing with this kind of stuff. I think they have I can't see it from my perspective, but at least one can they're about ready to try to put in again as this tank is coming up.
Alrighty, and we're good to go here. Alright, tank is up and in the hands of Rob's tool here. So we're gonna go ahead and go over to I want to say a survivor war room here and see how they do
Yeah.
this.
Just remember you have. Oh. Yeah, you have pills. Go get those pills,
He's on the second
coach.
floor.
Yeah, the least side of them.
Got it.
I hear
Hello,
Boomer.
Asim?
I actually tried to chip him because he's trying to get like SMGs.
Okay.
Where is he?
He's up top
He's,
on the second
where
floor
I'm shooting.
where the pot is. Yes.
Charges up.
There you go. Alright, tank's in a different spot. Hits up.
Charged.
Smoke.
Jockey behind you, Nick.
Alright, start pissing on tank with guns. And keep losing sight. Smoker's upstairs, no one's... Help him get the smoker. One of you guys gotta help him get the smoker.
I don't know where he's at.
He's upstairs.
In the stairs.
Oh, I'm going up there. I'm
top.
done with
There
this.
you go. Yeah, he's done.
Alright.
They're done. The rest of the spawns are up.
Shift the tank.
Hunt it.
He's gonna
I'm
get
charged. I'm
rocked.
charged.
No. Pick him up.
No rock.
Ski
Shoot that
rock.
coming off me.
Rocket coming, rocket coming.
Alright, I'm ready.
I'm black and white.
Take your pills.
Yeah, I took
Yeah,
those.
you don't wanna be slow.
Alright, someone can have my pills. I don't need them. Here.
Keep pushing him back. He's gotta push in sooner or later. Watch, one of you guys watch for a spawn. Ella, coach. I mean, Rashad,
Okay.
sorry.
Jockey.
Smoke.
Shoot the tongue.
Shoot it.
He's coming in. Take your pills.
No, loose side again. Don't look at him at all.
Always. Here.
Ella was hard.
Come here in the door. Right.
Let's go set on someone.
he's right. Yes, black and white. Jockey's up.
Sharky's.
Er,
Charge. Nice kills. Ah, I'm
Oh.
sorry. Boom. He's
gonna come
in.
He's got a rock.
Oh, I got rocked.
You someone's got skeet rock.
Well, I can skeet rock
shoot
here. Just
rock.
let me know that I'm not boomed. Wow, okay. Keep these common off me, and I'll skeet rock. Oh my... Did I really miss?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my gosh.
Loose side again. Oh, they're gonna hit on that. Get ready. Cover. Coach?
Clear the
Oh.
tongue. I wanna push the tank.
How am I not... Oh my gosh.
He's in.
He's coming. Shoot at him.
No.
Alright, and we're back.
Yeah, and we're seeing pretty much just a very nice long tank play there by Rob Zatul. The Survivor team kind of took a little bit of hits there. Tankro didn't get that many rocks to start off, but was able to keep that line of sight. Able to do that, the Survivor's health was just kind of chipped away until eventually, and for this final commit, there was just absolutely no way for the Survivors to survive that.
And yeah, I don't believe the tank actually landed much of any rocks. I think he only landed one rock.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, what we had was just the survivors were not line of sighting, and they were taking those attacks really poorly. They were taking a lot of damage. They were separated, and just getting boomed. They were just getting boomed quite a bit.
Yeah, and the more confusion that goes on when a tank is playing rock, especially if you're not LOSing, once that horde kind of gets in there, it makes things a lot harder for people to be able to clear that out. And then I don't believe any of the survivors were on rock skating duty either.
I think we actually saw some of the survivors are actually on rock skating, but they unfortunately weren't landing the rock skates, which is difficult. But also, I mean, just thinking about it, was just the amount of common that was there because they were getting boomed on also did not help. So,
Right.
made rock skating a lot more difficult.
I think we're going to see a little bit of variation coming off this opening attack now that the knowledge that there is no early tank in 3.4 from what we can see. Probably a different attack coming in here. They still do have that Spitter, Jockey, Charger, and a Smoker. Looks like they're going to probably try to go early from those bathrooms on the side there, trying to get some damage here, trying to prevent the Survivor team from making any kind of comeback. I believe they have to get like 10 cans in order to win, but we shall see what happens. Jockey spawns up immediately, goes in, does get dead stopped at the door frame there. Now we just have the Charger kind of hanging here. It looks like Smoker wants to try to support, but Survivor's being extremely cautious, knowing that that Charger is going to come right down that hallway. Coach is ghosting up, trying to get a little bit of chip on him now. He's looking in the
Walks
one
into the
bathroom.
the wrong one.
Spitter is now up as well. Smoker too. Now
It's
now
obvious.
it's a Mexican standoff. Now they're just going to try to kind of wait and see.
I
staying
just
on
want
top
to
of-
add, I think Coach had other intentions because that was the woman's bathroom.
Oh no! Charger going in.
All right, so
Oh,
Charger
no.
Charger misses, so it was a good luck there for the survivors here. But we ended up seeing Coach getting pulled into Spit. The clear was taking a bit too long. The survivors took a lot of damage there on the first hit. In fact, it turned a possible minimal damage attack to a very, very damaging attack. So that's probably going to be a bleed for the tank there.
Yeah, and also then they still have to get past this witch, and it looks like the Smoker is just going to drop down and set up on that witch. I think you're going to see the special infected team choose to hit on the witch instead of a little bit after this time as well. They have a Jockey, a Spitter, a Boomer, and a Smoker for that hit. Smoker is walking right up to that witch. I don't believe we saw the other team try to shoot the gas can, and we'll see if this team tries to as well. Looks like they're probably going to be ready for this attack to come in. Boomer's going to try to get... What? Yeah, Boomer's going to try to get a boom on them from behind the elevator. We'll see if that works.
I think the proxy might work, but I don't think you can bomb it through it.
You can't. Yeah, I think the only way to do it would be a proxy because they might shoot you. So, Survivor's being careful now. The infected are spawning in. Smoker pull misses, and the witch does hit Ellis.
Well,
Jockey
unfortunate
lands.
that it goes after the person that is not prepared for the drop can. We see some Spit. We see some Jockey lands and gets cleared pretty quick, and see another Spit delay coming in here. Coach taking a lot of damage there. Poor Coach, but fortunately they still have quite a bit of pills here, and they can still, get in a lot of these cans. They just have to be quick. They need to start going now, getting these cans, and they can actually make it catch up here with the opposing
Where's
team
the
here if
horde?
they do this right. I am not sure.
Oh, okay. I hear it. Yep. It's coming out of a couple doors, I think. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now it starts. I don't know why exactly that happened.
Might have been because
Smoker
they
is
stayed
fine.
inside the elevator.
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe.
sure.
Oh,
And
no.
a really great charge Spit there. I was not expecting that. I was actually expecting
either.
Rochelle to be jumping over the rail there and getting away. And we see Smoker trying to pull Rochelle here. Oh, never mind. It pulled Nick, getting some separation there. We're seeing some cans going in here. Let's point in those cans. We got the first two cans coming in here, so they're going to be going back to the second floor. And looks like they're fighting their way back to the second floor here. Probably going to get the other four cans. They blow up the first can, which is generally what you see most teams do. They blow up the first can. Usually kills off about, for the beginning horde, it usually kills off about 30 common. All 30 of the commons that usually spawn there. Usually killing about 5 afterwards every time you burn it up. We see one can grabbed here. Nick is now doing a bit of my can right now. He's not letting go of that can. We see the other survivors are throwing the can. We see Boomer try to boom on somebody, but he missed. Nick is still doing my can here. You really got to get rid of that can here to be able to shoot.
Yeah, and Coach actually just tossed a can down in a spot that's not exactly desirable. Charger going, oh, okay. Charger misses his Charger completely. Then Nick does get jockeyed on the stairs. We see some more of that separation going out here. Nick's still getting jockeyed
Look
around.
at
He
that
gets
spread.
Wow.
Oh, but now it's on the can. That spread was
oh,
perfect.
gosh.
It did not set off that can. And now, unfortunately, with the death spit, it does set off the can. So again, you got to be careful. You can't be doing my can. If you're doing my can, you're going to be having issues like this.
And we have a tank for good measure too, just cause.
Oh, well, I mean, with all the cans that they got, maybe they'll be able to light him and kill him pretty quick, because the tank does die pretty quick, I believe, still with the fire here. Seeing some rocks coming in here. The tank, it looks like he's going in for those long rocks. He's trying to be patient, but it looks like he's no longer going to be patient. He's just going to get in there and finish him off. We see a hunter coming in here. Lands on the pounce person. Here comes a jockey. The jockey misses, and here comes the rock. Almost hit the jockey, but it looks like this is GG. Seeing a GG coming out from Coach here. And, oh, see a clear, and there's the down.
Yep. All right. Indeed, is the end of the game, with the final score being 1551 to 1006 on this Dead Center campaign.
Alrighty, so that is the end of Left to Learn, January 11th, 2014. So I apologize for the large amount of pausing, but pausing got to do it sometimes when people's computers or internets or just the server in general is just having a little bit of issues.
Right.
I think it's common courtesy.
Exactly.
Anyways, take care, guys. Hope you guys maybe learned a few things from the Dead Center map and the casting here, and hope to see you guys next week. Take care.
See you later.